Welcome back to another episode of Sports Talk. You guys know Adrian, you guys know Bianca. Let's get right into it then. Rich Hill pitched a no-hitter until the 10th inning, and he lost the game to a one-run home run. How is that fair?
This is why baseball is weird, and this is why baseball is not the most popular sport in the States. Because it's weird. If you're new to sports, if you're new to baseball, and you see that happen, and you say, that guy got the loss. But you said, what? He pitched a perfect game. Not a perfect game, but he pitched a no-hitter for 9 innings. That's a whole game. Mm-hmm. And he gets a loss.
But also, rules are rules. Like, you can't.
You can redo rules. Like, right now, I think that umpires shouldn't have a job. Personally, I feel that. I think that they should just use that, like, pitch cast thing. Yeah. I know that it's not, like, 100%, like, good, but I think it's more accurate than umpires. But I feel so bad for this guy, personally. Mm-hmm. I don't even like the Dodgers, and I feel so bad for him.
Victim of baseball's weirdness.
Yeah. He pitched an amazing game. They had amazing defense, too. Like, did you see that guy catch?
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then just one home run in the 10th inning, and it's like, okay, you lost. He gets a loss.
You should automatically, if you pitch a no-hitter for 9 innings, you should automatically be guaranteed at least a no decision.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right? Like,
if you one guy, like usually it's like, okay, so you take him on the 7th, another guy hits, pitches, another guy pitches, then you get a win or loss or whatever. If you can pitch 9 innings great like that, I think that you should get something. I think no decision is not asking a lot.
I wonder what his pitch count was, because he pitched.
It wasn't even 100 when it was
10 innings.
It wasn't even 100, I think, in the 9th. Although I'm not certain. I didn't watch the game, but I heard that it was something like that. Oh. He didn't pitch. I don't think he did a lot. They wouldn't keep him in for too long.
You know how that happens? That's caused by not scoring runs.
That's what I said. The loss should go to their number one hitter because he couldn't even get one run.
The rest of the team should get a loss.
Yeah.
Well, they did get a loss too, right? That's what I was thinking.
But I mean, like, there should be a stat.
There should be something like that. Like in hockey, if you have a shootout, I don't think the goals count, right?
No, they don't.
For the players, but the goalie still gets the loss. I think there should be something like that where if you pitched amazing, one guy pitched all the way to the end, you should get like automatic win. Basically, is what I'm saying. If you can pass the 9th inning with like a no hitter or whatever, you should get an automatic win.
They shouldn't have extra innings. It should go like a home run out. Like,
home run.
Try and hit a home run.
Shootout.
Oh, that's cool. But then I would hate that because Aaron Judge. Anyway, speaking of Aaron. Well, okay, we'll talk about this. We weren't going to talk about this, but we'll talk about this. Tigers and the Yankees fight. I don't have any stats on it or anything. I just know it was the dumbest thing ever.
Weird.
Again, this is why baseball is weird.
And
like, what the heck? It was a fight.
It was a fight, but it was terrible. Like, okay, once the bench is cleared, apparently,
the game was a fight.
8 ejections.
8 ejections, and there was only like a few suspensions. Aaron Judge hit a guy in the throat, apparently. I think he was aiming for his stomach, but he hit a guy in the throat, and he didn't get suspended.
Oh, Gary Sanchez punched that guy hard while he was down. He was on the ground, he just went...
Like, I'm not for fighting.
I think he had like a running start in that one, too.
Yeah, but I don't understand how... Just like the whole... Why did that guy push him? First of all,
it's baseball.
It's baseball, and then that little scuffle from like the push, and then that was terrible. Like they're the worst fighters, I think, too.
They're not good.
They're terrible fighters.
Yep.
And so it's terrible to watch.
I miss hockey. I miss a good hockey fight.
I know.
You know.
See, the players like.
Sock'em.
The fans like watching fights. That's it, but not in baseball. Baseball, that's just
actually I think it's pretty funny.
I think it's funny, but it's just dumb. Like when freaking Bautista got hit. That was
a sucker punch. That wasn't a fight.
That wasn't a fight. That was just an idiot.
Rat that hit Jose.
Stinking rat. All right. Aaron Sanchez and Devon Travis are expected to be back in September. Do you guys think that matters at all for the Jays?
Devon Travis will never pitch another game. Mark my words. You won't see Aaron Sanchez on second or anytime soon either.
I read that if Sanchez comes back before the end of the season, he'll be pitching out of the bullpen.
Ooh, that's good.
And I was thinking, okay, so he has a problem with blisters, obviously. That's why he's out. If he continues to have problems with blisters, like this, if he comes back this year and also next year, do you keep him? No, like, do you get rid of him? Do you retire him? Can you force someone to retire?
You're
I don't
done.
think so.
Hang up your number on the rafters.
Do you leave him in the bullpen? Like, give him less of a workload?
Yeah. I think it's something with the balls this year. I think if he has an off season,
he's always had.
If he has an off season with the new balls, like a full off season, you can get used to. Because look, you get calluses when you expose your hand to the stress in the same spot over and over again, right?
And it won't matter because the season's already done.
Okay, the season's not technically done, but
Like their
I thought-
season's done. The Jays, they're
Well, we'll see.
They're
30
not.
game win streak coming up.
So
Beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
it wouldn't be so bad if we just won a few of the last games. Like,
I think they could have won every Cubs game they played. I think they could have won those 2 series in Tampa Bay, but they didn't. That's why we're here. That's not
he
why
was
we're here.
ifs and buts for candy and nuts. I don't know what the rest goes.
bits and nuts for candy and nuts.
The Jays would be
I'd have a
the
lot of
playoffs.
candy and nuts.
I'd be kind of sick from candy and nuts.
Well, I'd have an allergy of nuts.
And then we wouldn't be able to play when we lose.
Okay, so I don't think Travis is coming back. When he got hurt, I didn't think he was coming back. I was like, no way, he's gonna be out for a long time, right?
If he can come back and play a few games, it'd be like an extended spring training.
Yeah.
But
like
do you
some people
wanna
say just
push
leave
him?
him out. But as long as he's healthy, there's no reason not to come back. That's what I say. As long as he's 100% healthy, not rushing.
They're
right?
saying that he feels really good, but
Now Russell Martin may not be back. I think
my God.
they're saying
Really?
it's not anytime soon. He's gonna.
really,
They
And
put
then-
him on a 10-day deal.
I know.
Yeah.
Lying to me?
I don't know.
They do lie.
But I don't think they're gonna.
I
Push
think they
him.
want everyone else to think that he's coming back.
I don't think
so.
they're gonna push him too hard.
I wouldn't push him either.
Yeah, but Travis hasn't been playing a long time, so I think we try to get some games in there for him.
Travis has never played a full season in the majors.
At least we don't have to worry about
He's
Sanchez's pitch count.
extremely injury prone, which is another thing to say. Do you keep him?
But that's like that guy. Who was it yesterday? We were watching on TV.
What?
The top 40 Blue Jays.
Who's
I
injured?
don't know.
They're saying the guy was it was the manager for who did they play yesterday? Minnesota. Their manager played for the Jays. They said the first 3 years he was just constantly injured, but after that,
You're amazing, right?
he was fine. Yeah. So who knows how it goes? Sometimes
Probably
you just have a
keep Travis.
you hurt one thing, gets injured again, and you just he's still young, right? It's not like he's an old guy and you get more injuries.
Travis?
Then
26.
Yeah, he's
you don't
he's
heal
like
fast
26.
enough and you injure something else, and you're Jose Bautista. Ow, my toe, my finger, my ear.
Oh, I stubbed my toe.
Oh, I broke my ear.
60-day DL.
Yeah.
I've stubbed
did
my toe
that
before.
You'll be okay.
No, did that happen? I don't know if that
At
happened.
least Sanchez, we don't have to worry about pitch count this year. Okay, remember that?
Yeah.
Jeez. If only I just wish.
Okay,
Closing
so
innings.
that's baseball this
count.
month, I guess. On to hockey. Leon Draisaitl has signed an 8-year, $68 million extension this month. What are your thoughts on that? Good or bad? Did he get paid enough? Did he get paid too little? That's
Too much.
$8.5 million average annual value.
Okay, he got paid way too much.
Do you think so?
Like for him and Connor McDavid,
I think
both their contracts together, and they're
Yeah.
not going to sign anyone else. They screwed their team.
I don't know.
that's
okay.
the way the NHL is now. Though, it
See,
seems,
Crosby,
right?
he got low money. He's like, I want to help my team.
Yeah,
along.
I
But that was in
actually have the
cap.
stats of that.
That was a few years ago, though. The cap was a little bit lower, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they're supposed to be
Like,
raising the cap
That's the
too.
problem too. The NHL with all their parity, they're not raising the cap because
They're
want-
supposed to be
they-
raising it this year, apparently.
slightly, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're not raising enough to keep up with this kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. So Connor McDavid, obviously you can't talk about this guy without talking about Connor McDavid. He got 8 years for $100 million. What was that, like 12.5 million or something like that per year?
Something
I
crazy.
Because
thought it was less.
maybe it's just 12. He could have got 13.5. That's what they were talking about before they signed him. And then he took less because he was hoping that would help the Oilers kind of surround him with good players.
But what-
His maximum he could have taken was $15 million. So he's doing them
Yes,
a favor.
if he takes $15 million contract,
It's just him,
Not
yeah.
gonna win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants to win a Stanley Cup.
That's
So
like almost a quarter.
He doesn't
of
wanna
the
win a
salary
Stanley
cap.
Cup.
Yeah.
Like a fifth of the salary cap.
it's
It's like a fifth of the salary cap.
right now his contract takes up 16.7%
Yeah.
of the Oilers cap. But if they make it higher, then not that much, right?
They barely raise it.
To compare though, and so that Draisaitl guy and him are going to be taking up quite a bit. Right now, when Crosby first took his contract, like signed for how many years? 5 years, I think. His took up 17.3% of the cap, but that was only for 5 years. So this is for 8 years, and it only takes up 16.7. So I think that's
Yeah,
good.
but it's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah,
What
and
they're
that-
trying
and
to do.
how much do they get Malcolm for? Because that's
I can't remember.
That's what they seem to be doing, is allocating that chunk of their cap
I think it was
to 2 guys.
$43 million for 5 years as well.
Yeah, something like that. Like they're making it up over 2 guys.
Yeah.
That's
So
seems to be
the Oilers
smart.
are trying to do what the Penguins did with Crosby and Malkin. They want that like pair, and then they'll build up the team, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
but
tricky, though.
it doesn't matter. You could be paid so much. You give all these guys money.
Yeah.
You gotta come up, win a Stanley Cup.
I know.
Crosby,
Can't win
well,
to be
3 Stanley Cups.
They wow.
3? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Three.
won. What was it, the year after they signed or something? And then they didn't win for 3 years after that. So they were like, man, this is a terrible deal. Trade Malkin. Thank God they didn't trade Malkin.
No.
That's
Also,
why
I
fans are
realized.
general managers.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I realized that just recently that the contracts are paid in American dollars. And that's insane. So Connor
depending
McDavid's
on where
getting
you are.
$100 million for 8 years.
Depending on where you are, your taxes are different.
Yeah.
Right? That's why freaking Stamkos went to.
That's why, what's
Florida,
his name?
no state tax.
Encarnacion went to, So anyway.
Better tax.
Yeah, but that blows my mind. He's getting $100 million American dollars, Connor McDavid. Take that in.
All his Porsches he wants.
It's kind of strange too, because the way NHL is, right? It's not like basketball where you find that one guy, you pay him whatever he wants, and you win a bunch of championships, right? The NHL, it's like you just take a roll of dice every year. You pay those two guys, you have a slightly better odds,
I know.
right?
Okay, so now we'll move on to the Leafs. I don't ever want to stop talking about the Leafs. Do you think the rookies on the Leafs will play as well as last year?
No, better.
What?
Okay.
No, the rookies on the Leafs will not play as well as last year.
Oh, because they're not going to be rookies anymore. Oh, okay.
They won't be rookies.
The rookies from last year.
The new rookies gonna be junk.
No, I don't need any more new rookies for
are.
friggin' 10 years. I mean, like the ones from last year. So I will have to admit it right now. They were amazing last year, like unbelievable, especially for the amount of rookies we had. What did we have, like 9?
And a tough schedule.
Something like that.
They had a tough schedule.
They had a tough schedule.
They stayed healthy somehow.
And everybody's saying.
I hope it's not
so
like the Jays
healthy.
this year where they
don't
starting pitching was so healthy it's not gonna last. Hope that didn't happen.
The rookies scored altogether 304 points by our rookies last season, and that's the 3rd highest ever in the NHL. And I was reading this stupid thing about Laine and Matthews. They're like, oh, well, Laine plays in a harder friggin' division.
That's
okay.
You got.
He has a better line than. Okay, no offense.
you just
to,
know
our
it's like
line.
Crosby or Ovechkin. Crosby. Like you just know. Not because one's Canadian.
I know
You
sometimes
know
people
which
are
one's
picked
which.
first and they're not as good as you think they are. But this is not the case in this year.
His team was stupid to pass him that suicide pass, which got him a concussion. It's his team's fault.
Let me tell
Who
you
got
another
that
thing.
concussion.
At least we
Not
have a
police
guy who scores on other nets instead of our own. So I
That
just
always
think
is a good
I
thing.
would count that goal that Laine had like in his,
negative.
And Austin won Rookie of the Year.
yeah.
He
So
said
it's
it
already-
And it's literally
Yeah,
acknowledged that
exactly.
he's better. So there's no argument. I don't know why people still talk about it. There is no argument. Also, Matthews scored 40 goals last season.
Yeah, they're gonna have a tough time this year too with the schedule. We talked about schedule stuff. Last year they had the most back-to-backs. This year they don't have the most back-to-backs, but they have a lot of 5 and 7s, 6 and 9, something like that. Like they play a lot of games in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
This
I
year.
feel like everybody's out to get the Leafs.
Yeah.
And
Of course.
basically, if you look at the teams that they play, I was reading this article. You look at the teams that they play. Like the Leafs play tired. They play themselves tired. They play teams like on the back half of back-to-back or after a bunch of games all packed closely together. They play a lot of tired games and they don't play a lot of tired teams the other way around. So they're if you add up all the expected points, do all the stats on it, they're actually one of the worst. I think they have the worst schedule. They're saying the worst schedule.
And we got so many points last season.
I think
It's worth
they're
like
gonna
1 point.
they
or
wanted
something
to prove
like
themselves last year, and this year it's like, oh, I've proven myself. I got 40 goals.
I don't think they'll be as good as last year, but I feel like they'll be better in areas where they weren't last
Yeah,
year. Like
they'll
maybe better with the
improve on
puck, better in like things that are not going to show up in stats.
They're not gonna.
It's not gonna be
bunch
a-
of games at the end.
Oh my God, the Leafs! They're great. They're just amazing because we're used to.
Now we're used to. They set a
Now
standard.
we're used to it, so
I think they'll be the same or possibly like a different type of good. There's my.
they
phone.
should be better. There's no reason they shouldn't be better. So I will be.
Yeah.
I think I think
They
so
have
too.
a great
Marlo?
coach. They
I
have
was
a
just
great,
gonna say we're gonna do a Leafs edition
They have more
next sports talk, so we'll get all into
They have more
that.
veterans. They have a great coaching staff. Like not just Babcock.
Just
Everyone
great
on
coaching
they just have great everyone through the
They're so
organization.
Sometimes I like to remember that Austin Matthews got 40 goals. Like just think about that for a minute. That's amazing.
a lot.
But also
Kessel didn't.
it's just like a sweet little. Oh my God,
Hey,
that's so nice.
Let's see if you can do it again this year.
I know. Okay, so where were you guys when he scored the 40th goal? Because I know exactly where we were.
Do you know where,
Cue the footage.
do you know where Marner's mom was when he scored? His
Oh my God,
first goal?
I felt so bad. It's so the opposite, right? Like the first game,
Yep.
he scored 4 goals in the first game, and his mom and his dad was there, and it's like, oh my God, that's such a nice family moment.
I
And then
almost
for
cried,
Marner,
actually.
I know, I almost
almost
cried.
cried.
I was wearing my lucky shirt. I'm wearing my
Yeah.
lucky shirt again for the first
This
game.
is my
I
lucky-
did cry.
My lucky shirt's
when
the
they won
Austin
the
416 one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I wore that shirt like for how many games afterwards? I'm like, lucky, lucky, lucky.
playoffs. I cried when they got in the playoffs.
I threw up when they got out of the playoffs. Terrible
Not
thing.
this year,
I
but
feel like
years
throwing
ago.
So I'll put this now on a scale of jacked to fucking jacked. How jacked are you for the upcoming season?
Quite
Well,
jacked.
well, I can't say the last one. But
So you're the last one
yeah,
then?
effing Jack.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have a Leafs edition of this like September, the end of September, because it's so close. I don't want to stop talking about the
We
Leafs
don't usually
right now.
spend enough time talking about the Leafs.
We don't. I feel like every
Yeah.
episode is about the Leafs. I've only had 2, but I like talking about them. They're my favorite, so I will. On to other NHL stuff. Brandon Prust gets a PTO with the Kings. He's trying to make his comeback into the NHL. He was playing in the German Elite League for a year, I think last season. And if you remember, at the beginning of last season, he got PTO with the Leafs. And I'm just so glad that we didn't get him. I'm not a huge fan of him at all. I think calling him, no offense, I think calling him average, could my phone stop blinging? I think calling him average would be giving him too much.
Yeah, I think he's done.
Do you think the Kings will sign him?
If the Kings are desperate, then
See.
sure.
I don't know.
But they're not, are they?
Shout
Not
out to the
quite
people
desperate.
though who watch Hockey Waves. That's some good shit right there.
Yeah.
Okay, Kyrie Irving to the Boston Celtics for Isaiah Thomas. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure Mom's right there. Yeah. Why? Okay, sorry for that interruption. My mom wanted to come in through the back of the house here. So, Kyrie Irving to the Boston Celtics for Isaiah Thomas. We talked about the places he could go in the last Sports Talk, and turns out he went to Boston. Cleveland and Boston are conference rivals, so I was a bit surprised that they sent him there. But I guess it worked out for everyone because Thomas is an all-star point guard, so that's something. What do you guys think?
I think he's gonna be great in Boston, and he'll be their star player there.
It's a tough situation, right? You gotta get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Someone gotta take him, and everyone knows that you gotta get rid of him, right?
Like LeBron James. Him and Kyrie Irving were having some.
Well, that's
stuff
what they
together.
said, though. That's what they said.
But
Well,
we're
okay.
gonna fabricate that.
Nothing. Okay, this is what I think is funny though, because
Drama.
the drama that they were saying was that Kyrie Irving wanted out because of LeBron James, who might not even be there. So, anyways, so the funny thing is, online people dug up a bunch of old tweets from Thomas, where he apparently was bashing LeBron James. So it's like he traded a guy for that. I'll show you the tweets. I hate to be participating in this because it's like he said that a long time
It's
ago.
their marriage, right?
It's whatever.
Don't get into someone else's
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah. But for your sake, I think it's funny, so I'll show you them here. And that's all. That was the one topic that had to get interrupted, but it's fine. Okay, so that's all for Sports Talk. Thank you guys for watching. And if you got this far, make sure you comment and tell us what can we do to kind of improve this show. Also, we want to hear what your thoughts are on the topics that we talked about today. How many topics? Like 7 or something. And I guess we'll see you guys in the next episode of Sports Talk. In September, it'll be Leafs edition, okay? So stay tuned for that.
Bye.
What? I know I copied you.